Donald Trump isn't often criticized by a lot of Republicans all at once, but this time, this last weekend, he is actually, because over the weekend, the country of North Korea was elected to the executive board of the World Health Organization, which is its own whole issue or whatever, but it happened. And so Donald Trump decided to bleat, "Congratulations to Kim Jong Un." So he's very excited for him. And the thing about that is that Kim Jong Un is a vicious, murderous dictator, which isn't a problem to Trump historically, but some people take issue with that. And so here is Ron DeSantis expressing concern.
What'd you make of Trump congratulating Kim Jong Un?
I was surprised to see that. I mean, I think one, Kim Jong Un is a murderous dictator. They just imprisoned for life a family, including an infant, which is just outrageous. And then the World Health Organization's a bankrupt organization. Like, Kim Jong Un's bad, but then joining that, we need to be getting out of that and rejecting the WHO lockdown treaty and not congratulating about being involved in the WHO.
Do you think Trump has the temperament?
Okay, so he started off attacking Donald Trump and he got to, we should not be involved in any of these public health organizations. So that's great. But anyway, the criticizing Trump, Francesca, I think is totally reasonable. But him acting surprised, why are you surprised that Trump is congratulating a dictator for something? Dude has had more nice things to say about dictators than any of his kids for the last 7 years.
Well, I mean, it's an interesting follow-up, right? It's like, okay, so if you're criticizing Kim Jong Un, what do you think about Vladimir Putin and his war on Ukraine? Because your party seems to think it's kind of chill, and Trump seems to think that it's also chill, and that if he were there, the war would be wrapped up. And also, I love that we're sort of casting, look, yes, Kim Jong Un is a dictator. It is heinous and awful, but what if those children were imprisoned for being woke? Did you ever think about that? I mean, seriously, what if a mother had an abortion there? It is a slippery slope, but that is exactly what we're being told isn't happening in this country by the likes of Ron DeSantis. And that's what Florida is turning into, a place where you criminalize speech, where you criminalize everyday activities, and where you allow it, so you go after your political enemies like you breathe air.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, so I don't know what the family is alleged to have done, but it's obviously barbaric to lock up a family for life, including an infant. That's crazy. Follow-up question though, you do think that the family should be locked up, that their kid should be taken away if they help the kid with hormones, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just to be clear, you think that that's totally cool, right?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, that was Ron DeSantis. Here is Nikki Haley, another serious contender for the Republican nomination. Take a look at this.
Kim Jong Un is a thug. And if you see what he has done to his own people in North Korea, when money went to North Korea, it didn't go to feed their people, it went to feed their nuclear program. There's nothing good or decent about Kim Jong Un. There's no reason we should ever congratulate the fact that they are now vice chair of the World Health Organization. And it goes to the fact that also the World Health Organization is a farce to start with. We saw that during COVID.
So it did bother you, and you didn't like his congratulating of Kim Jong Un, and you didn't like how he dealt with him when
I don't think we ever should congratulate dictators. Congratulate our friends. Don't congratulate our enemies. It emboldens them when we do that.
Ooh.
Yeah, look, you could say, well, obviously the people of North Korea have had multiple instances of massive starvation, illness outbreaks and stuff like that. So having North Korea involved in groups like the WHO might be good for the people of North Korea, even if it could lead to more corruption, more money going to the elites. So you could have a debate about that or whatever. She's right that specifically congratulations to Kim Jong. Why? That's not just it. The issue isn't just that he's congratulating a dictator. Congratulating a leader for something like that just seems really weird. Anyway,
yeah.
And again, she had to attack the WHO.
But that's
quick final thought.
Quick final thought is that she just took herself out of the running to be vice presidential nominee, because not with that attitude, I think that is interesting. I don't know what Nikki Haley is doing, is what I'm trying to say.
I don't know how she thinks that she's gonna get chosen off of Carrie Lake or Marjorie Greene or someone more enthusiastically crazy.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.